It is entirely possible to exhaust yourself while sitting perfectly still. You stay hyper-alert, bracing for impact, even during peaceful moments. This exhaustion is emotional. It is the weight of spending years trying to survive life without ever realizing that you have never truly felt safe inside yourself. When you carry survival habits for long enough, you start to believe they are part of who you are. You say, "I'm just anxious," or "I can never relax," as if these were permanent features of your character. Unlearning this cycle begins when you notice your mind replaying old conversations or preparing for every possible negative outcome, even when there is no immediate threat. This hypervigilance isn't a flaw. It happens because your mind took on the massive responsibility of protecting your body, and it simply hasn't been told it can stop. As this diagram illustrates, those patterns are not your fixed identity. They are layers of temporary armor. When the outer shapes begin to fade, the core remains intact. Acknowledging this armor allows you to distinguish between your personality and your defense mechanisms. You can't change your identity, but you can dismantle a shield you no longer need. To move forward, we have to look at the history of your nervous system. At some point, your body learned a difficult lesson, that safety is fragile and can disappear at any time. That lesson keeps your brain in a state of constant emotional defense today. It's a background program running in the present, using old data to keep you on guard. The shift happens when you stop treating your reactions like a problem to be solved and start looking at them with gentle curiosity. You build trust with yourself by ending the active punishment of your own reflexes. When you feel a surge of panic, you acknowledge the sensation without adding the weight of self-criticism. You can also practice allowing uncertainty to exist in your mind. You sit with the unknown, resisting the urge to immediately turn a lack of information into a reason to be afraid. This mapping shows the choice available. While the brain defaults to the jagged red line toward control, you can choose the smooth blue path of gentleness. Choosing this repeatedly helps your nervous system recognize the high alert response is no longer necessary. This isn't a sudden transformation. It is a quiet rebuilding of trust that happens through these small, daily decisions to be kind to yourself. When the mind attempts to default to its old survival programming, you can use physical actions to anchor yourself back in the present. You can practice cognitive softening by consciously dialing back aggressive or self-critical thoughts. You are essentially lowering the internal volume of your own stress. Your breathing sends a biological signal of safety. By adopting a slow, rhythmic pattern like this, you tell your body it's safe enough to relax. Physical release follows as you consciously command your body to drop its rigid posture. You unclench your jaw and let your shoulders settle. Healing requires this physical evidence. You are proving to your body, through your breath and your posture, that the armor is no longer required. The goal of healing is the cultivation of profound internal safety, becoming someone who feels safe enough to finally put their fear down. That safety is built in the quiet moments of the morning. You anchor yourself before the external world begins making demands on your attention. Like these glowing particles drifting upward, you can visualize your racing thoughts detaching from your mind, leaving you still and focused. This is a daily commitment to choose peace as your baseline. You establish your rhythm before you ever pick up a phone or look at a screen. Maintaining this stability throughout the day requires a shift in how you talk to yourself. You begin to replace your old defensive internal monologue with language that supports your new sense of security. You begin to tell yourself, "I am allowed to outgrow survival habits. I can be thoughtful without becoming trapped in thought. My sensitivity can become wisdom instead of fear. Healing does not require me to have everything figured out. I release shame connected to my past reactions. I am becoming someone who feels safe within themselves." If your healing is slow, or if your mind still becomes loud on certain days, you are not failing. You are simply being human. Every time you choose awareness instead of panic, you are reinforcing your inner world. You are already becoming the person who feels safe within themselves.